Hello students, welcome to lesson 55. So this is multi-step average and rate problems. So we were using rate problems, or we were solving some word problems that had to deal with rate, but today we're going to add in average. So first, average. What is average? So an average is the mean. So it's when you take the sum of a set of numbers divided by the number in the set is equal to the average. So that's about the middle tendency of the set of numbers. So let's look at this problem. The average of three numbers is 17. So what is their sum? Okay, so we know what the average equals. So when they added these, we know that, we know what the calculated average is. When we add these three numbers up and divide by 3, we know that equals 17. Okay, we also, like I have already said, there are three numbers in the set. So we know we're adding three different numbers, and we're dividing them by 3 to get our 17. So what we don't know is what the numbers are. And then it's asking us to find what the sum of them is. What is the sum? The sum is addition. So what are they when you add them all together? So I'm going to show you this in a table. You might not, it might make more sense not to use a table, but also this, I would hope it would be familiar from the last couple of lessons. So we're going to calculate the sum of the numbers. So basically we're having 17 over 1 because we know that our average is 17. Okay, we know that our average is 17. So that's like having 17 over 1. But we need to figure out if there were three numbers, if we were looking at a data set with three different numbers in it that would average to 17, how many would that be? So basically what we can do is we can cross multiply. Okay, so I'm going to take my 17 times my 3 and my 1 times my variable. So basically I'm just taking 17 times 3. I'm just doing 17 times 3. Somebody help me out with that. What is that? So 17 times 3 is 51, as you can see here. So this tells us that, this is showing us, here, let me just move this. If we take 17 plus 17 plus 17, we're going to get 51. Okay, we get 51. Oops. Okay, because then when you divide 51 divided by 3, we're going to get 17, right? Because multiplication is just repeated addition. So what we're doing here is we're figuring out, so if this is the average, but our number set is this big, then we're always going to be able to find our number set, or be able to find the sum of our numbers by adding together the average for however many numbers are in the number set. So we know that there's three numbers in our set. So we add 17 plus 17 plus 17, and that will give us 51. So, and we don't know what the number set actually was. It might not be 17, but for the purpose of these kind of math problems, we can always use that to calculate. So our number set in actuality could have been 16 plus 17 plus 18. Okay. Oops. It could have been 16 plus 17 plus 18. And then, because that is equal to 51. And then we could have divided it by 1, or divided it by 3, which is going to give us 17. Okay. We could also do 1 plus 1 plus 49. That is equal to 52. Okay. And if we take 52 divided by 3, we get 17 again. Okay. I don't know if you could see that because I wasn't looking. Anyway, okay, so these might seem challenging, but the math is very simple. You just have to like figure out where the numbers go, and how we are going to manipulate them. Okay, so the average of four numbers is 25. So if three of the numbers are 16, 26, and 30, what is the fourth number? Okay, so in our last problem, okay, actually, let me just draw that out for us. Okay, so we have our 16 plus 26 plus 30 plus we don't know. We can put a variable there over 4, okay? Because it says the average of four numbers, and then it equals 25, okay? It equals 25. So we're trying to figure this out, okay? So what we can figure out right away is we haven't figured out what this fourth number is, but we can figure out what the sum of these numbers should equal, because we'll need to use that. Okay, so let's see what I have on my slides. Okay, so we know these things. So basically over here, we can cross multiply like we did in the last problem. So we're basically saying, that this is equal to this. So like that this is 25 over 1, and that this is something over 4. And we are trying to figure out what this something is. So we can cross multiply. Okay, so we have 25 times 4 is equal to our missing variable. Okay, so we have 25 times 4 is 100. Okay. And now we can set that equal to the numbers that they already gave us. Okay. So we know that 100 is the sum of the numbers that we're looking for, is the sum of the top of our bar line over here. So we know that this specific part up here, we know that this is going to be equal to 100 because we figured it out. So if I get rid of the bar, or if I get rid of, and I'm going to change this to a variable, so I'm going to do v. So this is equal to 100. That handwriting is rough. Okay, so now we can just do simple subtraction, or like simple addition and then subtraction. Okay, so we can add all of our numbers together. So I added 16 plus 26 plus 30, and I know that that equals 72. Okay, so 72 plus v is equal to 100. And then I take my 100 minus my 72. I'm like moving this 72 over here. Okay, and then I take that, subtract it, and then I have that. So I know that my last variable is 28. Okay, so if I wanted to get real fancy, I can say the fourth number is 28. Okay, how could you check this? Brainstorm. Okay, one way that you could check this is you can calculate the average of the four numbers. So take 16 plus 26 plus 30 plus 28 divided by the number of numbers in the set, which is 4. What does that equal? If it doesn't equal 25, you probably made a mistake, but I think we're doing good today. Okay, so after 4 years, the average number of students participating in after-school sports was 89. How many students participate in the 5th year to bring the average up to 90? Whew. Okay, this one gets a little more complicated. So we know that after 4 years, the average was 89. Okay, so after 4 years, the average was 89. Okay, and then after 5 years, the average was 90. Okay, after 5 years, oh gosh, this is hard. Okay, the average was 90. So, what do we do? So basically, we're just going to calculate the sum of what both of these would be. So if you added all of these together, what divided by 4 is equal to 89? So basically, we need to take 4 times 89, which is equal to 356. Okay, so now how about for 5 years? We know for 5 years, we have an average of 90 students. So what's our sum? What's our sum? So our sum is 450, okay? So we know our average for 4 years, and we know our average for 5 years. So how to finish solving this? We are just going to we're just going to subtract the two numbers. We're going to take 450 minus 356, okay? We're taking 450 minus 356, which is 94 students. Oh, I think this is more. Okay, because if we were going to, we know that after 4 years, so we're going to say, let me start over. Okay, and I'm going to make this bigger. Okay, so after Okay, so we have, let's say that these are 4 years. Okay, so we know that we can always trust our average. So we can have 89 plus 89 plus 89 plus, this is this one, 89. Okay, right? So this is year 1, this is year 2, this is year 3, this is year 4. Okay, so this over 4, we know equals, this is also the same as saying 3, what was the number? 56. Okay, so we know that in the first 4 years, we had to have this many total participants, okay? So now we just need to figure out if we're going to find the average if we're going to extend this out and find the average for 5 years, we need to figure out the average is going to equal 90 instead of 89. We need to figure out what gets us to that average. Okay, what gets us to 90? Okay, so we know that this is 356. So we're trying to figure out plus what number would give us 450 over 5. Okay, so basically we take the 356 over here, and we'll subtract it from the 450 because we already know this is how many people participated in the first 4 years. Okay, so we're just trying to find this little gap of what happened in this year. Okay, I hope that makes more sense. Yep. So try these problems. Oh, dang it, we have one more. Okay, Tyrone is buying cranberry juice. Brand A costs $3.20 for a 64-ounce bottle. Brand B costs $1.19 for a 17-ounce bottle. Which is the better buy? So for this problem, we need to figure out the unit rates. Okay, unit rates or the unit price. So how much does it cost per ounce? How much does it cost per ounce? Okay, so to do that, you're basically just going to take the price and divide it by the number of ounces. Okay, to find how much it costs per thing. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take $3.20. $3.20. We're going to divide by 64 ounces. And that's basically telling us that that product, brand A, will cost 5 cents per ounce. Okay. So we need to find out the unit price for brand B. So we take, we take 119 divided by 17. Okay. We're taking the price, we're dividing it by the ounces, so we can get a price per ounce. Okay. So brand A costs 5 cents per ounce. Brand B costs 7 cents per ounce. So which one's the better buy? Which one are you going to get more for your money? More ounces for less money. Think about that for a minute. So which is the better buy? So if we think about it, I just want this to not be highlighted. If we think about it, we would want to pay less, right? So we would want to pick the cheaper brand, but we want to not just pick the cheaper bottle, we want to pick the cheaper price per ounce. So we can see that 5 cents is less than 7 cents. Okay, so we would want to buy that because that means that we get the same amount for 2 cents less than the other brand. So our 64-ounce bottle is going to cost us less than if we would try to buy 64 ounces of the other brand. Okay, it's going to cost us 2 cents less per ounce. Okay, so brand A is the better buy. Okay, give these problems a shot. If we need to take another day on them, I will evaluate that as you guys turn in your homework and be like, ooh, we need to try it again. Just because I think this is hard and I wish I was in the classroom with you to try to explain this, but we're going to figure it out. I believe in you. Give it a shot. Honestly, you always are surprising me. So you might catch on way faster than I think you might, because I don't. Anyway, we're done. Have a great day.